Sorry guys, there was a mess up at the very beginning, but what's going on? Welcome back to the live stream. We got some good stuff to talk about today. Let me get this adjusted. The live stream kind of started before I even started the stream, but I guess we'll start early, a couple minutes at least. And what's going on, my fragrant pieces of shit? I'm in a good mood today. I had a good day. Hope that you guys are having an even better one. We have let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine fragrances to go over. So we'll try to get through all of them. But let me just get to the live stream because again, I wasn't even planning on being on the live yet. But here we go. I was already in the chat talking to you guys, so I know some of you guys were here. Jay, Wandy, my guy, I responded to that. I was like, Andy, how many times have I told you no baby talk in this orifice? Because that's from The Office. He keeps calling me Wandy. What's up, AS? Hello, dude, and everyone. Scent of the day is Roja Burlington 1819. That is the only Roja that I've been really wanting to try that I haven't tried. I just finally tried Roja on. If you missed it, me, Ross, and Dedrick did a three-way decant swap, and Ross sent me Roja Harrods. It's obviously a Harrods exclusive fragrance, and that stuff is expensive, but it is amazing. I also tried Lamari Porthole. That is one of the, if not the best tropical fragrance I've ever tried in my entire life. Again, expensive. It's like $250, $275. But if you can get your nose on Lamari Porthole, it's Laumari Porthole. It is, I mean, fantastic. And we're doing another decant swap actually coming up here on the 30th of April. So if you guys liked it once, we're doing it again. I just actually shipped out the decants today. So what's going on, Kevin from Lakeland, Florida? What's up, Newt? I got to try that Burlington way late to that game. Yeah, I still haven't tried it myself. Let's see, that's me. Mac Taylor, what's going on? Scent of the day is Lalabo Musk 25. Nice. That's actually one Lalabo I haven't tried. I've tried a bunch of them. And I know that the Lalabo Santal 23, Santal 33, whatever the hell it's called, it smelled like dried pickles to me. I did not like that. Dan Not the Man, let's get it. What's going on, man? Scent of the day is Bleu de Chanel Parfum. You are smelling great. So if you guys missed any of my posts, over the weekend, there was a decent amount of sales. Right now, go through my community tab, you'll be able to find all of them. But on Venba Fragrance, they had one where it was just for M. Micallef, the Desir Toxic Intense. That was going for 35% off, but then he decided to just do it for all M. Micallef. So all the Micallefs right now are 35% off. So right now, that's like a crazy price for the GN Tonic, for the Desir Toxic EDP, and the Desir Toxic Intense. They're all 35% off. And then there's, if it's still on there, I'm not sure if it still is, but Sabina from France has Bleu de Chanel Parfum, which is spawning this conversation. Bleu de Chanel Parfum was $165, which is like 20% off or so. But the biggest sale on that one is if you have not bought Allure Homme Sport Cologne, which I have personally not tried because it's not in any of my stores in my state. But apparently that one's really good. And it's for the 5 ounce, which isn't even sold in the United States. It's like $129, which for a Chanel for a 5 ounce, that is crazy. So if you're ever interested in it, go check out my post. And if that one is still there, I would recommend picking it up. Today, my scent of the day, it was chilly here. It was actually really the last frost of the season, at least I'm hoping, because I already planted some plants outside. But last night it was like 28 degrees. Today it still was chilly, so I went with 1 million Privé. It's the last time I'm probably going to be able to wear it this year. And you'll be able to see in my video tomorrow, I sprayed another fragrance saying, oh, I'll wear that as my scent of the day. Oh shit, I already had 1 million Privé on. Well, they actually layered pretty good together. So my next live stream, I'm going to be doing layering combinations where you guys are going to give me some stuff during my live stream to layer together, and we're going to see how it works. So I'm not coming on to the next live stream with any fragrances in mind. You guys in the chat are going to tell me which fragrances in my collection I should layer together, and we're going to try them out, see how they do, and maybe come up with some good layering combinations, because today I found one. And then tomorrow I have a pretty funny video topic. It was one that was spawned by my wife, and it's pretty hilarious. And all of the reviewer friends that I have, they said, "We dare you to post that." And so I'm posting it. So that's coming out tomorrow. And then I just got this in. A company through TikTok sent me it. It is Polo 67. And this is going to be a discounter hype beast. It's in the realm of like a fresher, more citrusy version of Ralph's Club, but smoother and more modern. Really a very wearable fragrance, and once it hits that $50 price range on discounters, it's going to be a discounter hype beast. Really, really good fragrance. So, today, what are we talking about? We are talking about, well, we have two Zaharoffs that I decided to add last minute because I had forgot that I did not review them yet. Actually, only one. I have the Triple X in the other room, and I don't feel like going to get it. It's Zaharoff Signature Black Rose. And then we have Aqua Di Gio Absolute Instinct. That one I have never tried. And then we have Happyland. It's called Happyland Signature, Happyland Amberland, and then we have Happyland Rhyolite. I don't know how to say that. It's Rhyolite. One that I've already tried, Happyland Diabolique, which is really nice. Happyland Algudo. Happyland The Holidays, Home for the Holidays Decaf Edition. And then we have one that I was going to try on my last live stream, but I didn't have the time. It's Invasion Barbar by MDCI. So we're going to try to get through all of those fragrances. Slap the like button on your way in. Takes 2 seconds. And yeah, let's get it started. What's going on? Welcome to Moe's. What's up, dude? Scent of the day is Paco Rabanne's. Is that the Pure XS or just at regular XS? Black XS? Which one is it? Or is it just like, is there the original XS? I didn't know there was an original. I thought it was the Black XS and the Pure XS, or whatever it's called. Anyway, let's get some tester strips out, because I already have a bunch of fragrances on me right now. And let's just try this one. So I heard the original Happyland Home for the Holidays, or Home for the Holidays, smells like a semi version of, kind of like a waffly version of Bond Number 9's New Harlem. But I got this one in, and I got it from D Holmes, one of my subscribers, so shout out to him. And I don't know what this smells like. And Ross told me it does not smell like Bond Number 9 New Harlem, so do not try to compare them. It's in the same kind of realm, though. Very gourmand, very sweet. Coffee, lots of coffee. But almost like a syrupy undertone. I like the coffee in this, though. It's a very, very sweet coffee. Definitely a synthetic coffee, but it smells really nice. This smells exactly what you would expect to smell if you were walking into like a Gloria Jeans. If you guys know what that is, you walk in and it has the coffee smell, but it also smells like vanilla and toffee and stuff like that. It has a lot of a gourmand aspect, so almost like a French vanilla cappuccino, but with like a syrupy, spicy undertone. I actually really enjoy that. This is a fall and winter scent, so I won't be buying it now, I can tell you that for sure. Yeah, this is good. But very sweet. If you don't like sweet fragrances, which I in fact do, I mean, hence the fact that I'm wearing 1 million Privé today, which is a very sweet fragrance in its own. Yeah. If you like coffee and you like a little bit of, it's almost like if you're having a French vanilla cappuccino with your breakfast, and your breakfast just happens to be like waffles and syrup. That's exactly what it smells like. It's fantastic. I mean, it's a little bit on the sweeter end and a little bit on the synthetic side, but for those type of fragrances, and for $56, Home for the Holidays by Happyland, this is the decaf edition. Now it's making me want to try the original Home for the Holidays. Yeah, that's really good. I enjoy it. And I don't expect to get a large audience in here tonight. It seems like we're around 10. again, slap the like button because Ross was just live, and I usually go live around like 7 o'clock, 7:30, but I didn't want to do my live at the same time as him, so I don't expect to have a huge audience this time. So anyway, doesn't seem like anybody's commenting right now, so let's get into the next one. We're going to come back to that, and let's try out the Zaharoff. So I'm not a big fan of Rose. Let me just throw that out there. Oh, I got a new Adidas hat. You guys know I like my Adidas hats, and they never had the black one at the lids that I always go to, and they finally got it in, so got my black Adidas hat. So I don't like Rose too much, so I didn't buy a bottle of this, but thank you to, was this Newt who sent this to me? No, I think it was Eddie. Signature Black Rose. That's very rose. That's a lot of rose, obviously. But it's very good. I know my wife isn't going to like that, but you know what? I need to spray that again because I'm pretty sure I just sprayed that over top. Yeah, I did. I sprayed that over top of the Ohm for the holidays. I was like, there's no sweetness and syrupiness from the Black Rose. You know what? As far as, yeah, it's in the realm of coffee addict. Yes, Mo. This is such a smooth rose, though. See, of all of the rose fragrances that exist, I have to say, there's two rose fragrances that got me like to the point where I was close to buying them. And one is MFK's L'Homme à la Rose, and the other one is Zaharoff Signature Rosé. This one's up there. There's like a little bit of a sweetness undertoning that rose, but the rose is coming off slightly darker and resinous. This is a beautiful scent. I didn't think I was going to be saying that about this fragrance today, to be honest with you. I might have to add this to my collection. I'm going to spray it on skin, but let's look up the notes first, because all I can smell is like a darker, like I'm not really good with rose fragrances. Zaharoff Black Rose. Alright. Why is it showing me I'll do a shit? And the bottle for this is sick. Look at that bottle. That bottle is unbelievable. It's the nicest bottle cover of the plate that he's had on any of his, and there's a lot of nice ones. All right, I'm gonna spray this on the skin before I look up the notes here. There it is. Why does this keep happening to me? The thing that's in the middle of the atomizer, it just falls out, and so you get stuck with that. A big splotch on your hand. Okay, so there's a little bit of a spiciness that's coming out here in the opening. And a little bit of a citrusy tone, which I did not expect. I was expecting to come straight into this and it be like just straight up rose, but while rose is there, and it's definitely centerfold, you're getting on skin, it's completely different. Yeah, on this, it's not the same at all. You get a little bit of a freshness. You get a little bit of a citrusy tone. I don't know if that's like a lemon mixed with bergamot. Oh my goodness, that's really good. That's really freaking good. Oh my goodness. I passed up on this and I shouldn't have. I only passed up on it because I'm not a huge fan of rose fragrances myself, but also because my wife is allergic to rose oil, specific types of rose oil though, so we're gonna have to see how this one goes. But this is making me think that I might have to actually get a shot at Bloom. If this is this good, it's making me think that I'm gonna need to take a shot at Bloom too. And again, there's a little bit of this dark, mysterious, resinous tone underneath it, but it still has this fresh, citrusy mixture with a little bit of a spiciness. Might be like a black pepper, pink pepper mixture or something. But yeah, that's great. So anyway, let's take a look at the notes. Okay, Zaharoff.com. Okay, top notes are black pepper, basil, and bergamot. Basil. I don't get much basil, but I definitely get the bergamot and black, a little bit of that black pepper. Turkish rose, black rose, cashmere blend, cedarwood, musk amber, and tonka. The base notes are cypriol, olibanum tears, oud, labdanum, and musk and vetiver. This is amazing. Like, this is 9 out of 10 amazing. There's definitely that tonka bean. The tonka bean is definitely in there. It gives a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of depth, but I think it's that olibanum that's providing a little bit of a dark resinous undertone. This is amazing. I wouldn't even say, like, this is a 9 out of 10. I wouldn't even say that the rose, I mean, yes, it's the prominent note here, but the way that it's blended with Signature Rosé, the rose is just popping. The rose is in your face. You're like, yeah, that is a rose-centric fragrance. This one, while the rose is there for sure, there is such a beautiful blend. And I'm not saying it might not change and become a full rose-centric fragrance as you get to the dry down. This mixture, I can see why George wore this like every single day and every single time that he was on Ross's stream. I can see why he was wearing this. This is great. I am shocked. I don't even want to get to the other fragrances right now. I just want to keep smelling this. Shoot, fuck. I can't even get it because I'm going to hit the table. All right. Sorry. I lost you guys for a second. So, going over the notes, the basil doesn't make much sense to me because I don't really get much of that. I can see the bergamot and black pepper. While the bergamot's definitely almost gone at this point in time, and that rose is starting to pick up a bit, you do get a little bit of a sweetness, and then again, this slightly resinous depth underneath it, I'm guessing from the olibanum. I don't really get much of a woodiness yet, but we're only a few minutes into the fragrance. This is, at least based on the opening, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. And I would have never said that about another rose fragrance out there. This is crazy good. I mean, even if you don't like rose, I just hope that this does not. Make sure to use Ross's link to save 10%. Well, I mean, if it's 10% off, I'm definitely going to use it. I mean, good for Ross for having the 10%. All right, let's see what you guys are saying, and I'm going to get back to this. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, man? Skin. Yep. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Yeah. That olibanum and a little bit of a woodiness is coming out now. But I am shocked that the rose in this is not fully popping. Like, it's there, but it's blended so nicely that you wouldn't expect a fragrance like this to be super well blended. I was just comparing it to Signature Rosé. And in Signature Rosé, I don't own a full bottle, while I do own a hefty decant if I ever want to get into that style of rose. And the good thing is my wife is actually not allergic to the rose that's in Signature Rosé. And it seems like he's using 2 different types of roses here, rose oils. So I'm going to have to see. She's not like deathly allergic. It's just I'd rather not give her a rash if it's something I can avoid. But we'll see how this works out. I smell the coconut from Coco Loco. It might be the tonka. I don't know if you're getting maybe the tonka from Coco Loco, because I can see that. It does have a similar sweetness to the tonka that's in Coco Loco in this one. So that also might be it. This is beautiful. It's definitely straight unisex, but if not, leaning a bit masculine because of that depth that's in there. Yeah, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, Black Rose. I need to message George and say, hey, you turned me on rose fragrances, because this is great. 9 out of 10, yep. Make sure to use Ross's link. Okay. Damn, we only got 15 people. This is the lightest live stream that I've had in probably a year. Well, I think the last time we were under 20 was like the one time that I did it on a Friday afternoon. That was pretty bad. What's going on, Traffic? How you doing, man? We're going to get, since Happyland, this is Happyland's signature. So I don't know anything about any of these fragrances, so this must be their signature fragrance, I guess. The only one I've tried, and I'll tell you guys about that for a second. I'm not going to get into a full review of it, but Happyland Diabolique. Happyland Diabolique is basically a slightly fruitier, less spicy version of Spice Bomb Infrared. It's really good. I mean, basically, if you like Spice Bomb Infrared and you want a slight twist on it, then this is kind of like your indie version of Spice Bomb Infrared. And it's really, really nice. And for $56, you can't beat that. This is really freaking good, too. But then what does that smell like? It has a really heavy sweetness. There's a fruitiness in this, too, that kind of smells like Black Phantom. I don't know what that is. Plum, maybe? Yeah. A little bit darker, but there's a sweetness and a little bit of maybe of like a nutmeg cinnamon mixture. This is Happyland Signature. They have some really good scents so far. Again, I tried Diabolique and then I just tried that Home for the Holidays decaf, which Home for the Holidays decaf is just if you want like a synthetic, I mean, again, not negatively synthetic, it's just a more synthetic tone. If you like walk into Gloria Jeans, it smells kind of like that if it was like syrupy. That must be, that has to be plum. I need to look this up. That has to be plum. Tariff Destroyer. Bloom is really good also. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try Bloom now. So Happyland. Signature. So this is also $57, which is one more dollar than the other ones that I just mentioned. And do they even have a note breakdown for it? So I'm looking for the fruitiness. Rich tobacco, drizzled with honey, layered with blueberries. Okay. And a hint of apple pie, a nearly gourmand aroma that will capture your attention of anyone around you, blah, blah, blah. I can see the tobacco because the tobacco underneath isn't super strong. But in that opening, you definitely... What did he say? Hold on. Hey, why'd you guys block him? Newt, he was just repeating what I was saying earlier. Hey, Tariff Destroyer, I apologize. He thought that you were doing something mean, but no. He was repeating me. I guess. I honestly don't know. Oh, he was repeating everyone's comments. Okay, well then never mind. Good job on that. I'm not paying that much attention. But with that said, yeah, there's definitely a nice tobacco in it, but it's way underneath. And the blueberry was there for a second, but now it's kind of underneath. This was really good in the opening, but that was for like a minute. As it's drying, it's just becoming more kind of like a spicy, slight gourmand that doesn't have anything that's sticking out to me and saying like, hey, I'm tobacco. Hey, I'm this. Hey, I'm that. Well, it doesn't smell bad. It's not something I would specifically pick up because it smells almost like the base of other fragrances. Like I said, almost like a Black Phantom meets, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other things that this smells like. Maybe like the base of red tobacco, something like that. It's not bad. It smells good. It's just I've smelled things like this before. If that opening would have stayed, because there was that fruitiness. The fruitiness of which I thought was plum. I guess it was blueberry. I haven't smelled very many blueberry scents. That really was good. But now we're just kind of at like a spicy, slightly resinous, ambery scent. Not really any apple pie or anything to speak of. It smells like a cinnamon nutmeg mixture with like resinous woods. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't recommend anybody to like go out and buy that over the other ones I've already mentioned. Now, Signature Rose. Now, Black Rose, on the other hand, this stuff is really nice. While it is, I do have to say, the opening was amazing. The opening of Black Rose was amazing. That rose is really pulling up now, and now it's getting closer to the style of fragrance that I'm not a huge fan of. And so, yeah, it's becoming like a really rose dominant scent, which again I expected. But the opening was more of a very well blended bergamot, black pepper, some of that rose, a little bit of the cashmere and underneath it, some of the sweetness. But some of the olibanum, a little bit of a woodiness is coming out. It's still very nice, but it's becoming much more rose dominant. Which, still for a rose fragrance, this is still probably going to be, at least at this point in time, it's going down a bit. It's going to like an 8.2 to an 8.5 for me, which for me is still bottle worthy. But we're going to come back to that in a little bit because that was only like 5 minutes ago. So, all right. Now we're getting on to the next one. Let's see. Somebody just came in. What's up, Ravi? I'm attending an upscale wedding in July. Looking for a suggestion. No budget. In July. See, that's interesting because when it comes to weddings and wedding fragrances, I'm always thinking to myself, Parfums de Marly Pegasus. That one's a good one for weddings. That's like one of the fragrances you can wear to a wedding in any season. But in the middle of July, it depends on where you live and it depends on the temperature. Because if the temperature outside is in the middle of July and it's at night, and it's like maybe mid 60s, 70s, depending on where you live, Pegasus would still, okay, it's going to be hot. So if it's going to be hot, something really, Dior Homme Cologne, that one's Dior Homme Sport, both of those work really well. They're high scale, or you could do something, depends on your budget or what fragrances you own. I tried out Roja Harrods the other day, or Roja Oceania. Those are both really good. One of my favorite fragrances that I have been trying lately, Suspiro Vibrato. That has one of the best citrus ginger mixtures that I have ever tried, and that is super effervescent. It also has this upscale appeal to it, so I would definitely recommend that as well. Is there other ones? So again, Dior Homme Cologne, if you sweat and it's like that, then that would be a really nice one for the high heat because it definitely has that luxury factor to it as well. Dior Homme Sport, again, it gets a little bit closer to more of like a wedding signature style scent. But I would say if money's not an option, I would go for probably two fragrances, and one is Creed's Royal Oud, or the other one would be Suspiro Vibrato. Those would be my two suggestions if it's going to be very hot out. If you're looking for something designer that you might already own, then you could go with Dior Homme Cologne, Dior Homme Sport, or maybe Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Those are very easy answers, I understand, but that's why I gave you the other two as well. Creed Royal Oud, Creed Aventus Cologne. Those two work very well from the Creed line. Or again, you could go with Suspiro Vibrato, which I'm really loving, and I would definitely take with me. If I had to do one, like if you had to ask me right now, Randy, what would you wear to a 90-degree wedding at this point in time? It would be Suspiro Vibrato. 100%. It's just, that's number one on my list to pick up. So I that would be why. Blueberries and tobacco sounds like a killer combo to create. Yeah, it would sound like a killer combo to create if it actually stuck, but the blueberries were gone. I mean, like gone after a minute. And so that's what sucked. I've been looking for a blueberry fragrance ever since I tried that. What was it? I can't remember the name, but it was by Wilhelm Parfums, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a blueberry cheesecake. And that was actually really nice, but it didn't last. I was looking for a blueberry scent ever since then, and when I first smelled that, and then I saw it was blueberry, I was like, ooh, that might be it. But no, it kind of smelled more like plum, to be honest. Suspiro Vibrato. Oh, okay, so Newt is right on par with me. Suspiro Vibrato, I guess there's your answer. Suspiro Vibrato or any of the other ones I mentioned, depending on what the price range is for you. You need to try Shameless from Happyland. They took a recipe for Aventus and took out the pineapple and birch. Blows Aventus out the water, in my opinion. Well, Matt, the one thing is that a lot of people who've been following me for a long time know I don't like Aventus at all. Never have, never will. I don't like Hachivat, same style DNA. I never like it, never will. I love Aventus Cologne though. So I like the citrus ginger mixture more than the pineapple. So taking the pineapple and the birch out of it, I feel like kind of damages what people like about the actual real Aventus. And then you're left with what? I mean, slight citruses in the opening, some musk, and a little bit of sweetness in the dry down. I don't know what exactly you would be left with something that got stripped of its main DNA, because birch is really good in those fragrances, like in the Aventus cologne. But the birch is probably the heaviest note in Aventus. If you have one of the newer batches where the pineapple isn't as dense. What's up, Jason? How you doing, my dude? Hope that you're having a great day. Thank you for all the suggestions. You are welcome, Ravi. Hopefully that you enjoy it in July. If you come back in June and you want to ask me again, my opinion might change. But right now, we're going to go with all those, the ones that I gave you. So, Isola Blue or Oceania, definitely, or even a new Isola Soul. I almost said Isola Blue. That would also be a good option. Any of those would be a good option. I haven't tried Oceania yet. I haven't tried Oceania yet, so I almost bought it today because I saw that my Venba affiliate was high enough to go buy it. Because my Venba, whenever I get affiliate for it, I don't cash it out. I just buy a fragrance and he takes it out of my affiliate. Because I always told you, if I get affiliate money, it goes right back into the channel. And guess what? That's what I do. I just put it all right back into the channel. And I was debating today, do I want to wait for Suspiro Vibrato, which I've been telling myself that's what I want to buy, or do I want to get Rosa Oceania or Isola Blue? Because I have decants of all three, and right now I decided that I'm going to stick with waiting for Suspiro Vibrato. Matt Gagnon, So, we are at the bottom of the chat again, which, not surprised, 20 people. So, this is a weird one. So people were telling me to try this, and in my last live, I thought it was just some stupid fragrance that I've never heard of, but it's called Invasion Barbar by MDCI. Sorry, I'm trying to read it. The writing's really small on it, but it's by MDCI. It's called Invasion Barbar, and somebody, I think it was Sandy, said, actually, that's not just a write-off fragrance. You should try that. So we're going to get into that now. We're going to get away from the Happyland fragrances, and we're going to get into Invasion Barbar. Okay. Yeah, it's good. It is a smooth as hell, warm and spicy blue. Aromatic, some lavender right in the opening, some spice, maybe some black pepper. Citrus, for sure. This smells like something, though. There's definitely a little bit of like a violet leaf, and then is that Fahrenheit Parfum? I'm asking you, but you're not smelling it, because it has this citrusy aspect to it, like I don't know, grapefruit lemon mixture. But it is definitely more aromatic, spicy. A little bit of a violet leaf on top of it, a little bit of lavender. Yeah, this is nice. What does it smell like, though? Is that Fahrenheit Parfum? I honestly, I'm trying to think of what that smells like. I think I smelled something like this lately. Marc Antoine Barrios Tilia. Is that what it is? Is that MCDI? Hold on, I'm trying to read. Jason said, for all those who like floral fragrances, Marc Antoine, I can't say that name, Baroy or Barra Tilla is fire. Nice. I've never heard of that name before. I think somebody mentioned it in a Senate a Day post, but I've never heard of it. I don't see the hype with... Sorry. I was out last night in the 30-degree weather. If you guys don't know, a tree hit my garage. I had to take the day off the other day. A tree fell on top of my garage and basically split my garage in half. And if you've ever watched my older videos, my garage was my man cave. I had like $20,000 worth of autographs in there from the Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates, and also the Red Sox. I had World Championship stuff in there. I had autographed baseball from the Red Sox, from Big Papi. I mean, I had all kinds of stuff, and a tree just smashed my garage in half. So last night, I got a pod, one of those like portable storage lockers, and I got it and put it next to my garage. And so I spent about 6 hours last night in the freezing cold outside, moving all my shit. So now I've got a little bit of a cold. Have you got to try Have you got the sample of Blue Talisman yet? No. What's that? Blue Talisman. I think I remember talking with you about that, but I don't remember what it is. I think somebody was supposed to send me something like that, but I wasn't sure who it is. I don't see the hype with Isola Blue. Smells nice, but I mostly get a nice citrus and that's it. I don't get much tropical vibes. I get a little bit of a tropical vibe underneath it, but yes, you're right. It is a very nicely blended citrus, like a citrus salad. But I really like it. I think it's super effervescent, clean. It has that nice citrus pop on top. I honestly really like it, and I think there is a little bit of a tropical vibe underneath it, but not as much as I would was hoping for going into it. But I do like Isola Blue. It's just I'm more interested in getting Oceania first. You guys are talking to each other for my Arab skin letting me down. You did that with the new boss and all that too. Cheers, traffic in the same boat. Yeah, the new boss bottled Triumph Elixir, I love it. And I sent it to a bunch of people. And I know for the most part, the people who got it all agreed with me. It was really nice fragrance, but not for everybody. And that everybody is Mo. Mo does not like it. But I sent him another decant so he can try it out again. Come on, because I'm just nice as fuck like that. Mm-hmm. What does this smell like? All right, let's pull it up. So again, this is MDCI, and it is Invasion Barbar. And so again, violet leaf, lavender. Citruses are gone now. That grapefruit lemon mixture or whatever it was in the opening, that's gone. We're at like a warm and spicy violet lavender mixture. It's blue aromatic, but a little bit warm. So anyway. All right, so Invasion Barbar, the notes are violet leaf and grapefruit and bergamot in the top. Mid notes are lavender, cardamom, thyme, and ginger. Ooh, ginger. Let's see if that comes in, because it's not really there yet. Base notes are vanilla, musk, and patchouli, which sound nice. I like when vanilla is in the base of a blue fragrance. But let's see what it's compared to, because I don't know what that fragrance is. Fahrenheit. All right, so there's some people comparing it to the Fahrenheit Parfum. Well, it's not there. I agree. That's just kind of what it reminded me right off the bat. It says that they reminded of 1725 Histories des Parfums, and yes, I'm using Troll Granica right now. It was just the first thing on my daughter's phone. This is my daughter's phone. All right, so that's Invasion Barbar. I would give it like a 7.5 to an 8. It's nothing like crazy good, but it's definitely a very easy wear blue. I want to see what the price of it is. Invasion Barbar. MDCI. Nope, I would never buy that. $375 on Lucky Scent or $250 on Scent Split for a 75 milliliter. No, thank you. Thank you. Come again. I would never do that. I would never spend that money on that blue fragrance. It smells too similar. It's like a barbershop warm and spicy blue. That's kind of what it smells like. Oceana better than Isola Blue? No. Are you talking to me? Shit, I guess I'm getting a sample of blue. R.I.P. Randy's man cave. Yeah, I know. But the thing is I live in an HOA condominium complex. So, with that said, we have these separate garages and separate HOA and separate condos. And our HOAs, whenever something happens to the exterior of your garage or your house, the HOA insurance covers it. If it is affected to the interior and the exterior, the HOA covers it. But if the interior itself is damaged and nothing on the exterior, then you have to cover it. Well, thank God that the whole entire thing got broke, so the HOA has to cover it. So today they started fixing it up, and it's going to take a few weeks. They have to put a whole new roof on and stuff. So, yeah, that's going to suck. I'm going to miss my man cave, though. You have no idea how bad it sucked taking down all of that shit. You know, it took me like 3 years to go through and actually fix up that garage to get it to where I wanted it to be. Love seeing other people rocking Bloom in the chat. It's quickly moved up to one of my favorites. I know it's a lot of jasmine. White florals are not one of my favorite things. Florals in general have never been one of my favorite things. That's why I even told George, I said, I'm sorry, but I own a bunch of your fragrances. It's just when it comes to Black Rose and Bloom, I just can't. I'm going to get a decan of them, but I can't buy a bottle and just know that I don't like white florals. I mean, yes, I could support the brand itself, but I feel like I've already done that with the 6 bottles I own. So at this point in time, I just decided to stick with a decant, and with Black Rose, that's an A. That's an A plus. Right now, it's not as good as the opening. The opening is a 9. Dry down right now went to an 8.5 in the mid, and the dry down is an 8. So I would say that Black Rose is one of my favorite rose fragrances as of right now, which is saying something since I really don't like rose fragrances in general. And my wife's allergic to it, so I'll stop saying that now. Gotta run. All right, Jason, thank you so much for stopping in. It was really good to see you here, man. I hope to see you again soon. And again, you'll see me on Ross's channel in about, or it might be Dedrick's channel. We were going to do it on my channel, but I don't have a laptop to show all the comments and shit like that right now. So, I mean, I do have a laptop. It's just for work, and I can't use the stuff that you need for YouTube on that laptop. So, we're doing it on Dedrick's channel. Newt, stop it. We don't care. Oceana is better than Isola Blue. I need to see if I have Oceana. So, Newt, do you have Oceania? I know that Oceania, a lot of people have told me, is much better than Isola Blue. I know I was on Ross's channel, and a bunch of people were saying that I need to get Oceania before Isola Blue because it's much better. But I know you like Isola Blue more, at least from what I understand. So, anyway, we're getting into Happyland, Amberland. I feel like every time I say that, I'm saying Timberland. Okay, so this is a fresh ambery scent. Has a citrus opening. Warming up and getting a little bit spicier very fast. Nothing that's really sticking out to me and saying like this is something I need to buy right away. It's spicy amber. Has a little bit of a warmth to it, but for about 30 seconds there, it had a nice little citrus top, but that is gone and faded in like a 5-second fucking period. It kind of reminds me of a dumbed down version of their Happyland Diabolique. Because Happyland Diabolique, again, is like a fruity, less spicy Spice Bomb Infrared. And it has this kind of ambery undertone, and this kind of just reminds me of the undertone of that. You can tell they're using the same oils. That's what I should say. There's definitely cinnamon in this. God, my throat hurts, dude. Like, really bad. I love both. A friend of mine smelled Oceania on me the other day and said it was the best smelling fragrance he ever smelled and wants a bottle now. Okay, so a lot of people are telling me to buy Oceania, so we're going to stop for a second. And I want to have a conversation about Oceania. What does it remind you guys of? Like, I know nothing about Oceania. I don't look up notes and stuff like that for fragrances until after I try them, as you guys have probably seen on my 1,000 First Impressions. I know nothing about Oceania. Is it citrusy? Is it an aromatic fragrance? Is it a tropical fragrance? Like, what is it? Is it compared to anything? I want to know more information, but I don't want to look it up. So don't give me too much information. Just like let me know what style of fragrance it is, if there's anything it's compared to, so I can have an idea. to where should I blind buy this over the other two that I already know I like and tried before. I don't know, but there's a certain fun. There's a certain fun to blind buying fragrances over fragrances that you've already tried and want to get a bottle. So that is one thing that's really putting a damper on my search process now, because what I do again is I write a list. And on that list, I write everything I've tried that year and I put them into categories of when I want to purchase them. Like it's a purchase now, and then I have a list. And then I put them in order of which order I want to purchase it in. It's just right now I have the number one next to Suspiro Vibrato, Roja Isola Blue, and Roja Oceania. And the only reason Oceania is up there is because so many people have told me about it. So I was like, ooh, fun blind buy. But $250 blind buy, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so I love both. Oh, it smells like an ocean salty breeze. On my skin, Oceania is straight powdery to me. Kind of like Dior Homme Parfum, but way crank. See, ocean salty breeze doesn't really do anything for me in blind buying. Smelling powdery like Dior Homme Parfum, which I don't really, I like the intense better, doesn't do anything for me. But I'm gonna get it. I agree with Ryan on Oceania, but it does have the violet and jasmine florals with it. You guys are all making me not want to buy it. My favorite aquatic is Ocean of Midnight Moon. Amazing for me. I've never even heard of that. Where do you come up with the names for these fragrances, Mo? Some of the names that you say for fragrances are nuts. And I'm like, I've never even heard of that shit. I'm going to sample traffic. It's just, as a reviewer, there's a certain appeal to doing blind buying. You guys will figure it out. I'm doing a series starting this week. I recorded the first one today, where I'm going to be talking about what it's like to be a reviewer. I'm starting, and today I was recording talking about what it's like to become what it's like being a reviewer starting a channel. Next week's is going to be what it's like being a reviewer on the weekly basis. And there's another week that's about garnering subscribers, all that kind of stuff. So you'll figure it out if you ever watch those videos. But yeah, being a reviewer, blind buying, there's just a certain appeal. Yes, there's a certain appeal to you guys for that as well. But as far as being a reviewer, not only do you get the blind buy, and it's cool to be able to sample something as a hobbyist for fragrances, but there's also an appeal to be able to get that video out to people and to be able to review it for other people to see your thoughts and impressions on a fragrance that you've never tried before, which is one of my favorite things to do, which is why I started a channel. I like you guys being able to see my reactions, and whether or not some guy asked me, and it was it was everything that is wrong with the fragrance community was done in this one comment today. Somebody went to here, I'm going to pull it up. Videos, my most recent video. Where is it? He said something nice first. He deleted it. That's funny. Oh, never mind. There it is. He put, so I did 6. What was the topic? 6 of my favorite green fragrances for the spring season. So 6 of my favorite, right? Okay, he put good list, but why would you include something no one else can get anymore? And my response was, this is 6 of my favorite green fragrances, not 6 of the best green fragrances to buy right now. I'm not trying to sell people on fragrance like other reviewers. I'm just discussing a hobby of mine. While channels like Chaos and Gents might talk only about fragrances you can buy from their links, most channels talk about their favorites, no matter if it's gone or not. With that said, Azzarro's Wild Mint you can get for under $100 on eBay, Mercari, Etsy, and other third market sites. And I said also Profondo Lights you still can find on discounters from time to time, and it's $120, which is less than retail was on eBay. So, and from reputable eBay sellers too. So I was like, that's everything wrong with the fragrance community right now, because so many people are literally thinking like we're reviewers and this is supposed to be a hobby, and people are looking at it as we're just the salesmen that are trying to advertise for these companies. I'm not trying to advertise shit. I mean, the only time that I'm trying to advertise anything is advertise, hey guys, there's a sale going on Joma and these are my weekly picks. Hey guys, there's a sale on Venba and these are my weekly picks. Outside of that, like, we're not, at least me, I'm not advertising like, hey guys, this is the fragrances you need to go buy right now because Chanel is paying me. That's just not the way that it's working. I mean, maybe it is for other people, but for me, it's not that way. Now I'm done bullshitting. Let's get back to what you guys are talking about. Um, Oceania is much higher quality, better smelling, Allure Homme Sport Versace. You guys are all over the fucking board right now. And we got Dior Homme Parfum, powdery. We got Allure Homme Sport. We have somebody said that it was Ocean Salty Sea Breeze. I mean, I understand having different senses and sensing different things, skin chemistry and all that shit. But that is literally talking about three different styles of fragrance. Ocean Salty Sea Breeze. When I think of that, I think of what? Like Milsim Imperial. That's like pops in my head. Ocean Salty. Um, then Allure Homme Sport. That's completely different. Like miles fucking different. And then you have Dior. It's still fresh, but it's different. Like different. Then you have Dior Homme Parfum, which is like a stupid warm. And I'm saying like it's stupid warm, not like a stupid fragrance. It's stupid warm ambrette musk, makeup iris, powdery. Like they are miles, like light years away from each other. I feel like you guys are on something right now. Like, goodness gracious. I came into this, like, I stopped the chat for a second so that you guys could help me, and all you did was fucking confuse me. And now the next thing someone's gonna say it's a fruity aquatic like Rosacea Hawas. And I'm just gonna shut this damn shit down because I have no idea. I mean, you guys are following me, which means that there's something wrong with you in general. So, I mean, I guess that's the answers I can expect from somebody who would follow me. So, I mean, whatever. Thanks for being here. T. Summers, Mo, Ocean of the Midnight Moon. Oh, okay. Wildly different. Yep. I'll send you a decant of Oceania. Trust your own nose. Well, Newt, thank you very much. And you know what? In exchange for that, I will give you my decant of Russian leather. Let's do that. As long as you get it out this week or within the next, like, I don't know, 10 days, I'll send you Russian leather. And I know you wanted to try that, so let's let's flip flop. Because I already know that I'm gonna buy Russian leather at some point, so you can have my decant of it. What's up, Kicks Griffey? How you doing, man? Every time I see your name, I always think that like you're an advertisement for like Ken Griffey Jr. sneakers. I don't know why. Every time I see your name, I just that's kind of what pops in my head. And Jonathan Madsen, how you doing, man? Much love, Frag Brothers. Glad I could catch the stream with my peeps. I went for the King today with Aventus. Oh, the fragrance we were just talking about that I don't like. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you enjoy it. Showing love to everybody else. What's going on? Dang, I'm late. Wore Invictus Parfum. What's up, Patrick? How you doing, man? I thought you were Kicks for a second. Invictus Parfum. It reminds me of a purple lavender scented bar of soap. That's actually not far off. With the Invictus DNA behind it, it's not that. That's almost exactly what it is. I mean, you're right on. Randy for president. Yeah, right. That won't happen. Definitely not. No Dior and Parfum to me. You see, y'all are like so far away. Like they're not even. Like if I had to do a video of like fragrances that are miles apart from each other, I probably would include all three of those. Yeah, you will like Oceania, Ryan. That was exactly what everybody in Ross's chat said was you will like Oceania, but nobody tells me anything about it. They're just like, hey, you should blind buy this $275 fragrance because you will like it. And no one's like, you will like it because. So I was trying to get the because, but everybody comes in with all this bullshit. And I'm just like, now I don't even know what it is. That's my baseball hero and a sneakerhead. So it makes it. There you go. So you're just advertising for your hero. That's great. Fragrance Fiend. So it worked. Kicks Griffey. No junior. I like the name. I really like the name. I think yours is one of the most recognizable names. Even if I only saw your name once, it would just be in my head. Kicks Griffey. I like the name. Kind of just like how I started my channel, and for the first 5 days, it was Fragrance for Dummies, and I had my face on a For Dummies book, and then we got a bottle of Boss Bottled Oud in, and I told my daughter the name of it, and then she goes, "Did you say Dude?" I said, "No, Oud, but that's a really good name," and then so I changed it to FragranceDoud, and so now when people hear FragranceDoud, a lot of people always go, "Cool name, yeah, it's a lot better of a name than the original," but yeah, your name is very original, so I do like it. Not like Mo. Just kidding, Mo. Just had to mess with you. Jonathan, solid haul. What did Jonathan get? Oh, sorry, Jonathan, I missed it. Well, Brandy, I did get a nice Venba haul today with a lineup I know you like. Ingenious Ginger, Gin and Tonic, and Elysium Eau Intense. So let's see. Use 162, 188, 121. That's like a $480 haul, man. That's a really nice haul, man. And all three of those fragrances are great. So, well, two of the fragrances are great. Elysium Eau Intense, I don't like. I don't hate. I like the original Elysium better, and I like the original, the Parfum better. But the Eau Intense, I've never been a big fan of, but I do know a lot of people that do like it. So, it's a good haul, man. Nice. I've been saving. Got a nice work bonus. Nice. I was talking to the owner of Venba for a while today. I feel like I pissed him off. I was reaching out for me and Jeff because we had some orders that weren't coming through. And I just wanted to verify so I had Mo, one of my moderators, do a test order because I knew he was ordering gin and tonic. And so he did a test order and it didn't come through. And there was a whole issue going on. So we had to get the whole affiliate site set up and I had to get some affiliates added. It was a whole thing, and I think by the end of the day, it pissed him off. And I was like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. I know you're out of the country, but I'll leave you alone." And then, like 10 minutes later, I was like, "Hey, do you sell gift certificates? Because it's my birthday soon, and my wife wants to buy me one." I was like, I told him I wouldn't bother him anymore, and then I'm like, "Hey, you got gift certificates?" Dang, I'm jealous, Jonathan. I wish a bonus was in my future. Congratulations, by the way, Jonathan. I was just going on a rant there for a second, but that is amazing. You got a bonus, and I got a raise yesterday, 2 days, 3 days ago. It's that time. We have our annual reviews on in the middle of April, and had my annual review, and it went fantastic. And they were like, "So you're doing really well. You're never away from your computer." I'm like, "Little do you know, I have done 2-hour live streams while I was working." So, I remember that live stream. Everybody's like, "You're gonna get fired, man." But anyway, we have any more to try? So I was trying the Happyland Amberland, and it's okay. I heard a lot of the Happyland fragrances are very similar, and that one again just kind of smells like the base of Diabolique. But I do have to say, as far as all the rest of the ones that I've tried today, Happyland Diabolique, again, is probably the best one I've tried from them so far. And the Homme for the Holidays Decaf Edition, if you like sweet gourmand fragrances, this one kind of smells like a French vanilla cappuccino mixed together with waffles and syrup. And it's sweet, it's gourmand, and it's good for the fall and winter, so don't buy it now, unless you live in Siberia. But it's definitely good. But Happyland Signature and Happyland Amberland didn't do much for me. They were kind of just basic, run-of-the-mill style fragrances that, I mean, for $57, if you like that style of DNA, maybe. But the last two I have are, well, I want to try this. It was one of the ones that were, yeah. I've been wanting to try this for a long time. It is Aqua Di Gio Absolute Instinct. So the difference between Ohm for the Holidays and decaf, apparently, I have not tried the original Ohm for the Holidays, but I've talked to Ross about it, and we had a whole conversation with Dedrick and Ross on the live stream we were on. Ohm for the Holidays, apparently, I don't want to break my bottles, but it apparently smells like this, but instead of pancakes, it's more waffly. And they said it's very similar to this. Bond number 9's New Harlem. But this one, the Ohm for the Holidays decaf, he said is just a lot sweeter, a lot more gourmand, and this one at least focuses more on the coffee, while the other one focused more on that waffly, syrupy style fragrance. This one has more of like almost like if you walked into a Gloria Jeans. I would say a Starbucks, but Starbucks has that more of an espresso smell when you walk in. Gloria Jeans smells more like a French vanilla cappuccino. So imagine just kind of like a synthetic version of Gloria Jeans smell. If you've ever walked into that store, with like a waffle syrupy undertone. So apparently, Ohm for the Holidays is a less sweet version of that, but still gourmand and smells more like Bond number 9 New Harlem. Ross said that this one does not smell like New Harlem, which I agree does not. It's very, very nice. Um, so Patrick Vibrato is so damn good. I think if I get a bonus, raise my if I get a bonus, like the last bonus we got from UPMC, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Last time we got a bonus, it was during COVID, and it was 1,500, and I spent it all on fragrances. So if I get a bonus like that again, I'm buying Isola Blue, Isola Soul, Oceania, and Vibrato. Like if I got it tomorrow, those would be the four that I would buy, and then probably Desire Toxic Intense. Um, yeah, I'd probably get that as well. Oh, and Creed Royal Oud, I would buy that. That would be another one I would add to the list. And I also heard that the MFK um, Gentle Fluidity Silver is something that I should try out. Do you guys think that I should try that out? Because I heard that one's really good. I haven't heard anybody else say that the fresh MFKs are good, but I heard a lot of people say that that one was really nice. Newt, I guess something different notes wise. Every time I wear Nitro White, weird. So is not okay. Can somebody answer me? Is Nitro a clone company, or are they just making inspired by fragrances that kind of just smell similar to other things? So they are a clone company, or are you answering somebody else? Because I'm trying to figure out if that's a clone company. I'm gonna start buying some of the nitros. I'm actually probably gonna buy the red, the green, the black, and the white, or the red, the green, the brown, the white. I'm gonna buy all four of them at once and then just do a haul. Dedrick loves Gentle Fluidity Silver. Yeah, I think that's where I heard it. I think that's where I heard it. Maybe if he owns, I don't know if Dedrick owns Gentle Fluidity Silver, but he hasn't created his list of decants he's sending us. So maybe I'll throw that out to him, see if that's what he wants to send. My freaking throat is bothering me so bad today. Um, so the original is more coffee and decaf, and towards the waffles. And decaf is no, the other way around. Apparently, because Bond number 9's the New Harlem doesn't have a heavy coffee tone, while it smells more like pancakes and syrup with a slight touch of coffee on the outside. Apparently, that's what the original Ohm for the Holidays smells like. Just instead of pancakes, it's more like a waffly tone, like more airy. That's at least what I'm hearing. I'll try it for myself and let you guys know, but the decaf is more coffee. Newt, I also, oh, that's for Newt. Gentle Fluidity Silver is like a gin and tonic. Juniper fragrance on steroids. It's crazy powerful. 2 sprays. That sounds really good, though. I like gin and tonic fragrances. Like, some of my favorite fragrances in my collection are gin and tonic fragrances, especially from Freshies. And I love juniper. Some of my favorite fragrances have juniper, too. So, that's cool. Fragrance Dude, how many bottles you got? Just curious. So, Kix Griffey, I stay around the same. So, my bottle count doesn't really change. I am between 300 and 350. And I've been at 300 to 350 for about 2.5 years now. And every single time that I get above that, I sell away ones that I don't want to wear anymore. And I usually sell on my channel like 20 to 30 at a time. And so I just like to, I'll sell 20, and then over the next 5 to 6 months, I'll buy 20, and then I'll sell 20. And then at the end of the day, I figured once I'm done this whole review thing in like 10 years or whatever it is, I'll have a collection that I know I'll want to live with. And so that's my aim. I'm not going to have some huge collection with all of these, but I'm at around 300 to 350 right now. And that's where I always stay. And I know that because my thing is full, and when it's full, it's at 350. And that's pretty much the amount that can fit there. Many thanks for the clarification, Randy. I'll have to try the decaf as I love the original and I love a good coffee frag too. Yeah. Again, it smells more like a French vanilla cappuccino rather than like a roasted coffee. Um, just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. My favorite bond number 9 is Scent of Peace in Lafayette Street. Ryan, if you tried Scent of Peace, you should try Scent of Peace Natural. Apparently, that one's really good. Jeff from SoCal Scents, he likes Scent of Peace a lot. And Scent of Peace Natural just came on sale in Joma's shop like a week ago. And it was like $180, so he bought it. And he said that one actually is better. So I don't know personally. I'm just letting you know. I like to get a sample of GFS soon. I'll put together another Decant Extra Scent Split haul. What's GFS? It's probably going over my head right now, but what's GFS? Smart move, FragranceDoud. I need to get rid of some. That's just what I do. And most of the time when I get rid of them, gin and fluid. Sorry, it's again over my head. Most of the time, whenever I sell things away, I'll also throw in the box like a clone. So when people order from me on eBay, they get 2 bottles usually, because I don't wear my clones. And I'll tell you guys that 1,000 times. I'll only buy clones when you guys are wanting me to, and I'll not like if I get like 5 to 10 people that tell me to buy it, I'll buy it. And that is how I do my clones, but I'll never wear them, and so I'm honest with you guys about that. I'll never. There's a few that are more inspired by fragrances rather than almost straight clones, but for the most part, unless like the fragrance is discontinued, like the original, and I'm trying to get wares out of the clone instead of the other one, I'm not going to wear my clone, so I just usually throw them in the box with the eBay, and people get a surprise bottle. Dumont is mostly clones. They have Dumont Celerio Elysium, which is supposedly a clone of Montebaco Intense. And speaking of Montebaco Intense, Mo, you're getting that, because I threw that into your box today. Ormond Jane, I just ordered it yesterday. Yeah, Mo, I hope that you didn't try that, Mo, because you're getting that one in your pack. I thought it was only for Earth Frags. What the fuck is an Earth Frag? Is this another thing going over my head? What the hell is an Earth Frag? You mean Earthy Frags? Ryan, the decant sites. Yeah, you know what you should do? Because Venba, I know I talk about Venba a lot, but Venba has this thing where if you buy 5 decants, you get one free. So if you have a bunch of niche fragrances you want to buy, that's a good spot to get them because they're around like $9 to $12 usually for their decants, and then you buy 5, you get one free. I need therapy. I have 25. Oh fuck, 2,500 bottles, but I have been collecting for. Yeah, I've been collecting for a while. But the thing is that up until probably 2018, I only had about 20 to 30 bottles. I always stayed around there, and I would put in the work as far as testing fragrances before I bought them. Um, but yeah, when it comes to collecting, I don't like to have too much of the space in my house. Like, I'm not one of those people that wants to walk into a room and have the whole room surrounded by fragrances. I want to have a collection where I can actually maintain what I'm wearing. And for me, you can't maintain what you're wearing if you have an entire room full of fragrances. No offense, Giancarlo. Some people love to have that kind of collection so they can walk in and just be like, oh, I'm not that kind of person. I would like to have a nice set rotation of fragrances, and with 300 fragrances, it's still almost impossible. With 2,500, man, you probably have fragrances that are in a ball of dust right now that you don't even know. I mean, unless you have like a cleaning lady that cleans them all. But it's just, that's crazy. 2,500. I mean, I bet you if I would have kept all of the fragrances over the last 3, 4 years that I bought, that I didn't, that I sold, I'd probably be in the 1,500, maybe 12 to 1,500 range. It's just I've sold so many fragrances, probably over 900 fragrances that I've sold. Yeah. Oh my, switching to Venba. Well, they don't have everything. That's the one thing about Venbas. They have really good sales, but they don't have everything. They have a really good mix. Just they only have 7 pages of fragrances. Um, Carlo, can you do a tour of fragrance room? Hey, John Carlo. So the last time I did this was a while ago, but if I do a collection video, subscriber collections, will you send me a video of your collection room? If so, then I'll get back and I'll do the collection videos and I'll add yours to that video. But I haven't done that in a while, and so maybe it would be cool to get back to having you guys send me your collections and do like a subscriber collection video. But if you're interested in that, um, let me know and I will contact you. Thanks, dude. I wanted to try it. I heard it was good. I'm in the market for tobacco. Yeah, I sent that to you because I had 2 decants. I was going through my decant collection today, and I had 2 of them, so I sent that to you. I want to see what 2,500 looks like too, because I don't even think Ross has 2,500. If I was looking at his collection, and I don't think 2,500, because I mean, think about it. This is 300, 300, 350. You would 300. That's 4 of these. Maybe Ross does because he has some big ones. I would say he probably has 2,500. Oh, 1,800. Okay, so yeah, that's nuts. John Carlo, that is nuts. The biggest collection that I've ever seen was my old moderator T-Frag. He has an entire room full of fragrances, and he has both sides of the room. So he sent one side, and it's like a giant cabinet that's like 30 feet long, and it goes like it's like 5 shelves high, and it's like 5 feet over. Then it comes down, and it's like 4 shelves high. Then it goes back to 5 shelves high, and he has it on both sides of the room. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he had 4,000 fragrances. I mean, it was that crazy. And every time I tried sending him something, he already had it. He'll end of the year. He'll 3K. You put SK. Um, what would you like to see a flanker of that currently does not have a flanker of? Is that what you're asking, AM? What would you like to see a flanker of that currently does not have? Oh, okay, I was reading that wrong. Let's see. So the question is, what would I like to see a flanker of that doesn't already have a flanker? That's actually a really good freaking question. What we're talking designers, because I mean, niche fragrances don't really have flankers outside of the PDMs and the exclusive line. So I'm guessing I'm gonna stick with designer. Huh. I'm trying to think of what designers don't actually have flankers. Is there? Is there like an actual mainstream designer that doesn't have a flanker to it? I'm trying to think that there's not many. I do want to see a Coach Open Road flanker, but that's not like a surprising thing because that just came out last year. And I really enjoyed Coach Open Road. It's just there was something that they could build upon. It seemed like it was a nice base DNA. Why I sell myself? Yeah, that's a good. That's coming though. Coach, the only one because if you think about it, the only ones that don't have flankers are the brand new releases, like the ones that just started a brand new line, and there's nothing really. I would do a flanker of Versace Dylan Blue. Dylan Blue Parfum. That would be what I would do. Versace or Versace Pour Homme Parfum, so they can modernize that DNA. I would like to see that. Versace needs to come out with a flanker to either Dylan Blue or Pour Homme. I think that would be good, or even a flanker of Eau Fraiche. Because shit, I mean, all three of those Versace's are kind of getting to the point where they're super easy wear, but they're kind of getting to the point where they're boring. And I think that you could build on those DNAs so well. And so if I had to pick one right now, because we're going to spring and summer, a Versace Man Eau Fraiche flanker would be great. Like, really nice if they could do something on top of that. So I would probably say that or Versace Dylan Blue would be my answer. But obviously, YSL myself getting a flanker is awesome because I like YSL myself. And when they started doing a line of that, that was really cool. Again, Coach Open Road, blah, blah, blah. Do I see a Bleu de Chanel Elixir down the road? So there was an issue where last year a rep for Chanel in one of their boutiques said they will never do a Bleu de Chanel Elixir, but they were coming out with a new fragrance sometime at the end of last year, 2023. They never came out with it, and they said that they do not follow trends, they start them, so they're not going to come out with an elixir because that's just not who they are. And I'm like, kind of like bullshit, but apparently that's what they said. Would I see them coming out with Bleu de Chanel Extrait de Parfum? Yeah, I do. I would see them doing Extrait de Parfum, not elixir, but you never know. I mean, I could see Chanel doing nothing for the next 5 years. If they had a sense of humor, the flanker could be myself and me, myself, and that's great. Yeah, Patrick, yeah, I was gonna do the Ross thing, but that's totally his. I was gonna say you get the slow clap of the live stream, but you get the hats off, man. That was a good one. Made me laugh. I tried a few mind games and love them. My favorite from mind games. Jesus, now I'm gonna forget it. Jeez. I know I like French Defense. That one was really good. Mind Games. Did it begin with the forward? I was like, did it begin with a T? Yeah. Mind Games, the forward. That one is one of my. It's almost like a niche version of City Rhythm Miami. That one is my favorite by them. I'm finally getting a full bottle of Cedrat Rosé in a few days. Congratulations, Ryan Bork. That is one of my favorite springtime fragrances. I really enjoy Cedrat. I actually think it's better than the Intense. What's up, Patrick O'Flanagan? How you doing, man? I was going to say just Patrick, but we have two of you guys now. Scent of the day is Bulgari Le Gem Gian. Nice. Sorry, I'm working my way backwards because I know I missed some people. Hoping Bleu de Chanel does a flanker with a blueberry or plum. They won't. I can guarantee you that they will not do that. 100%. Fallen Leaf. I'm going to break glass right now. Fallen Leaf. This is a mixture of 1 Million Purvey and Wanted by Night. It's pretty much exactly what it smells like. It's woody and fruity, but at the same time has that kind of apple cider resinous vibe that you get from 1 Million Purvey. It is the best Making Sense fragrance that I have ever tried. I've tried Iris Man. That one's good. I've tried the Cherry Cola one. That one's good. But it's really, really, really good. Bad Boy Le Parfum is definitely not a safe blind buy. Nothing in the only one in that entire line that would be a safe blind buy is probably Cobalt, but even then, that's not even a safe blind buy. None in the Bad Boy line are safe blind buys. That's the way I should say it. Maybe the new Elixir, Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir, that might be the safest blind buy because the dry down's still super easy. I do like Creed's original Santal. It's very nice. I finally tried it like 3 weeks ago, along with like Creed's Spice and Woods. That's really good, but way too priced. We have Creed's Royal Oud. I just tried that. That's one of the best ones. I can definitely smell the weed in it. Yeah, I mean, everybody can smell the weed in that. That's probably the least easy to blind buy. What's going on, Eddie? Sorry, I missed your thing. I have way too many at 350. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. We're at the same place, Eddie. I didn't see you in there, but Eddie is one of the people who sent me this. The Absolute Instinct. That's where I was getting. I was talking to you guys too much. I'm going to stop it after this one, and then we'll just continue the chat. But this is Aqua Di Gio Absolute Instinct. It's the only Aqua Di Gio that I did not try outside of Essenza, but I ended up trying that a few months ago. And I love Absolute. Absolute is my favorite from the Aqua Di Gio, mostly because of the fact that the Aqua Di Gio DNA kind of wore out on me after wearing it for like 15 years. But I really like Profondo Lights and Absolute. This is very interesting. It smells like Absolute, but it's almost like if you took away that kind of like almost watery aquatic vibe that it has, and you added like this spiciness into it. It still has that kind of amberwood, but I did not expect this Aqua Di Gio to smell like this. That's beautiful. It actually smells closer to like a high-end niche fragrance. I would have never expected this to be Aqua Di Gio. It's like spicy, woody. Oh, ambery for sure. That's really freaking good. There's some stuff in it that I don't even know what it is because I was not expecting to run into this. How did I miss that? Oh, my nose is super itchy from that. Ross will hit 2K by the end of the year. Yeah, probably. You're right. I hit it. Ash Jensense has a full room too. Yeah, so does like 6 or 7 of the bigger people. I mean, they get free bottles like on the week. So Ash and Chaos have to have over 2K. Yeah, I mean, they get free bottles of pretty much everything. So I mean, Ash even has like deals with Bulgari and all kinds of. So he gets all those free bottles. Coach Open Road. I admire you guys. I only have around 80 so far, and I haven't worn any of them this year. And I try, I haven't worn some of them in the year, so I'll try. Yeah, and I try too. But what you have to do is you got to get a nice rotation. So if you go through and you actually like, I have a rotation wheel down here, where I put 7 fragrances on it, and then I wear my way on those throughout those fragrances, and then at the end of the week on Saturday night, I replace those fragrances with 7 more. And then I kind of spin the wheel, and then I wear the next one, unless the weather is different, and then I'll spin the wheel around and replace it with something that's better for that weather. Like again today, I had to swap out Kashi, which is what I was going to wear today, and I picked this up because it was cold outside. That's the best way to do it. And then you'll end up getting through that amount of fragrances. And then sometimes if you have a fragrance that doesn't last long, you can put 2, like one behind the other one, because you know once that one runs out, then you can wear the other one. What's up, Jim? How you doing, my friend? I see you on all of my Scent of the Day posts, so it's good to see you in here. 80's still a ton traffic. Yeah, 80's still a ton, man. I mean, it's still a really good collection. Anything over 50 is pretty damn great. Anything over 20 is even way more than average. I mean, again, I had 20 to 30 fragrances for almost my entire life until 2018. It was Wanted by Night and YSL EDT that started my full collection. When I first smelled Wanted by Night, I knew I wanted to get into this game. I mean, I always loved fragrances, but Wanted by Night is the fragrance that got me started on down the rabbit hole where I am today. If anybody ever wanted to know. I finally get in a full bottle. I already read that. I saw Prada Black is not discontinued. It's fake news, same as Prada L'Homme Intense. Bruno Herrera. So there is mixed confusion, and the reason there is a mixed confusion with the Prada lines is because if you email PradaBeauty.com, they will tell you that both of them are no longer in stock. They are discontinued. They are out of stock, blah, 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 blah. If you email Prada.com, they will tell you that they still exist and that they are still in production. And so they have the same company. It's just one's based in the USA and one is based in Europe or wherever the heck they're from. And they're giving conflicting information. So, what I'm understanding is that they still have some in production in Europe, but they're in limited stock and limited quantities, but apparently they're not actually discontinued. And that's what I'm going from with the information you're getting from the company Prada.com. That is, they're saying that it's not discontinued, or the other one's saying it's not discontinued. I honestly don't know. I just know that it doesn't make any sense and they're confusing everybody. I was a men's suit runway model from age 20 to 26 in Milan, Italy. That's awesome, Giancarlo. I later worked with the Ferragamo fragrance line when it first came out. That's awesome. That's a great story. I would love to hear more about it. Again, I'd also like to see your Dame collection. Um, yes, more Day 3 City Rhythm, etc. indies. Yeah, I have. See, I won't do City Rhythm. And the reason I won't do City Rhythm, I'm actually taking myself out of all of that, is because City Rhythm, if you guys didn't know, the perfumer for new bottles, he was perfuming a bunch of fragrances years ago. And then the marketing person for and the owner of City Rhythm, before it was City Rhythm, he came and he asked the perfumer of new bottles if he would make a fragrance for him. And so the perfumer decided to team up and they became kind of co-owners of City Rhythm. And the perfumer made all the fragrances, and then they had a falling out. I know the story. I'm not spreading the story, but they had a falling out, and the perfumer took the original batches from City Rhythm, and he's now under Prisma. And now all of the City Rhythm ones are basically clones off of those originals. And at one point in time, I was talking about Prisma, but I was like, you know what? I'm not even getting in the middle of this. I like the smell of all the fragrances. I have all the fragrances, but I'm not even getting in the middle of it. I'll still wear them. I'm just not going to talk about them anymore. But Day 3, I haven't tried those yet. While I'm kind of far behind, we got a little bit more people in the chat, and I was just going on a rant. Chanel can do nothing for the next 5 years, and the Bleu de Chanel line will still be a top 5 seller. They can do nothing for the next 20 years, and it still would be. I like the mango note in Blockade. So do I. I just didn't find Blockade as great as everybody else did. It's just I didn't feel it. I like the mango note from it. It's just it still had this thing that I didn't like to it. If you want to watch, I don't remember what the thing was because it was weeks ago when I tried it, and I just didn't like it. I'm gonna get all the hate on this, but I have never tried a single Chanel. You're not gonna get the hate because somebody said the other day they never tried a single Boss bottled, and I was like, "You're nuts!" Because Boss bottled's been out forever. Like you haven't tried a single one. But Chanel, I mean, they only sell them really in Macy's and Nordstrom, well Sephora now too. So, I it's just kind of like, do you not get to those places, or what is it? You go to those places and you never spray them on, or do you not have any of those places in your area? Or you just don't really care to try them. But if you haven't tried any Chanel's, you at least need to try the Allure Homme line and the Bleu de Chanel line just to get a feel for the fragrances. Jim, that was you. That was me. You never tried Boss Bottle. Yeah, I was like, how the hell have you never tried Boss Bottle? Boss Bottled is still amazing. I don't care what anybody says. It might, whenever it was first released, it lasted like 8 hours. It was really good. So they have diluted it since the original one, but it still is one of my wife's favorite fragrances. I still like the original. Then they had Boss Bottled Night, Boss Bottled Infinite, Boss Bottled EDP Intense that's now discontinued. Boss Bottled Marine Limited Edition was really nice. Then they had all of the new ones, which I didn't like the Parfum, but both elixirs are great. They have the scent line. The last two, the scents, the elixir and magnetic, are great. Wait, Bruno said Boss Bottle smells very unisex floral. Really? For me, it's apple, cinnamon, and sandalwood. I don't really get much floral. I mean, there's a little bit of an orange blossom tone to it, but it is, I mean, it's apple, cinnamon, and sandalwood. That's what it's known for. It's known to be the fresh apple pie. And that's what I've always got from it, like a fresher apple pie. It's not resinous like an apple pie, but it's like a fresh apple pie. Fallen Leaf is wonderful. I can definitely smell the weed in it. Yeah, I'm way far behind. Montal Arabian Tonka Too Feminine. I'll tell you now, I don't remember. Yeah, I can't find it. I'll pull it out from my next live stream. I have the decan of it. I just haven't tried it yet. Sorry. This Absolute Instinct is really freaking good. I'm just trying to get through the chat as quick as I can because it's already almost 10 o'clock. All right, so Absolute Instinct. Woody, marine, citrus, aromatic, amber, warm, and spicy, just like the other one. It doesn't have the best ratings, but it's not horrible. C notes, lemon, and bergamot, which I really didn't get off the top. Seaweed and patchouli, amberwood, and ebony wood. Yes, to me, this fragrance at its core is, again, pieces of that C notes that you get from, like that kind of like watery aquatic that you got from Aqua Di Gio Absolute. But it is definitely an amberwood, that ebony wood, giving that darker woodiness. There's a spiciness to that woodiness. It's almost like a spicy amber woody fragrance with a little bit of that kind of watery aquatic underneath it. That's the way that this fragrance is. I didn't really get much of the lemon, bergamot. Maybe that's what that weird spice is that like kind of seaweed patchouli mix. Not much of an earthiness to it, but it's still really good. I still think that I like Absolute better than it, but it's definitely a really unique twist to the Absolute. Does anyone know if Gema Shop charges sales tax if you aren't in New York? I've never paid attention. I don't know. I've bought off Gema Shop so many times, so I would say yes. I mean, you have to. Isn't sales tax is a thing that you pay across the country? I mean, I'm pretty sure you just pay. If you're in the United States, you pay a sales tax on that. If it's a U.S. based company, you pay a sales tax. I mean, from my knowledge, at least. Yeah, next week, those 6 seem to be the consensus greats of the house. Yep, you definitely need to. Jonathan Chanel, it's not my cup of tea either, except for vintage. Yeah, well, John Carlo, when you have 2,500 fragrances, you Chanel's kind of go out the window for you. And I can understand that because once you get that many fragrances in and you did all the stuff that you've done in your life, you get accustomed to the high quality stuff. And so I already know the kind of stuff um, that you're going to be interested. You're in the high quality, you're in the unique, you're in the bold, the unpredictable. That's the kind of stuff that you like. But Chanel is not that. Does seaweed? Yes, seaweed. Al Haramain LaVenture. I had the worst negative reaction to that fragrance from people. Yeah, none of them really do much for me. Randy, I finally got Sauvage EDP. It's one of the only Sauvage I like. It's the only Sauvage that I own. Sauvage EDP. It's behind me. I just don't want to ruin anything. But Sauvage EDP is the only one that I own. The EDT did nothing for me. The Parfum did nothing for me. And the Elixir is too strong for me, so I only own that. I sold my Elixir because I had Latafa Assad, and Latafa Assad does it well enough where not being as strong and actually toning it down where that sweetness, it's still a strong fragrance, but I'd rather wear Latafa Assad, and that's why I got rid of the Elixir. And have you noticed that the hype has died down for the Elixir? You don't really hear about it anymore. I trimmed my collection down to hair below 50, but I also have. Somebody had, I think it was 1,000 fragrances, and they trimmed it down to 4. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, "Yeah, I have 4 fragrances now. I had 1,000." I was like, "That's crazy." But that's awesome. Jim, I'm glad you were able to trim it down. I wish I could, but as a reviewer, you can't. What's up, Mike? Fragrance Fraternity. Go follow him. He's been in the community for almost a year now, I think. It might be a little bit over that, but Mike is a great dude. Go check him out. He's always supporting the channel. I try as much as I can, but I really don't watch videos. But if I ever do, I come across Mike's. Mike's one of the 3 people that I actually watch the videos of. Yeah, the beef between Isaac Hilton and Niles is wild. Yeah, I found out about it and I took Isaac's side because honestly, if there is somebody's side that you should take, it would be Isaac. But I don't really want to get in the middle of it. It just I realized whenever I was talking about Prisma and that I already talked about City Rhythm that I was getting in the middle of it, and so I was like, I'm deleting those videos and then I'm just not taking any part of it. It's not my point, and even if like Niles contacted me and said here's a bottle, or if Isaac contacted me and said here's a bottle, I'm gonna say no, I don't want it. I just don't want to be part of that anymore. I already had too much drama for the first year of my channel. that I don't. I'd rather not, to be honest. Day three, Bonnie is a dream. I need to get a hold of that. I'm hoping that Ross includes that in his list, but I don't think he said that they were in his. Um, but again, me, Ross, and Dedrick are doing a decant swap, and we're doing it on Dedrick's channel on the 30th. I'm gonna buy an older bottle batch of Guerlain L'Homme. Somebody asked me about a Guerlain earlier, but I've never tried it. Linstant, I have never heard of that fragrance, so unfortunately, I could not help. I like Triumph Elixir. Yeah, it's nice. Triumph Elixir is a really nice fragrance. It's just not gonna be for everybody. I'm gonna buy an older bottle batch of Guerlain L'Homme Extreme because the plum I hear sticks around better than the new formulation. Um, I have an old bottle of it. It doesn't, not really. That's people talking about batch variations. The plum doesn't really stick around anymore. I mean, any less anymore. They're very, very, very similar. I had an old bottle and a new bottle, and it's not something that you would want to go and pay extra for. Just an FYI. Ryan, yes, I agree on that, Guerlain. I disagree, Giancarlo. I mean, unless it's like the original batch. I never tried the original batch, but if you're talking about the bottle that was red, um, then that one, I had that. And to me, the plum, it might be a slight bit longer, but to me, I tried both of them side by side, and they weren't much different. A higher, oh, 96 bucks, then yeah, I would go for it. I mean, if you think that it's going to be like that, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on it. Just for me, the plum, I'm a huge fan of plum, and the plum, I did notice it was there a slight bit more, but not like anything that I would pay like 200 bucks for. That's what I thought you were going to say. But $96, yeah, you might as well. I have the newest bottle, Formula of Intense. Now I want to get the older black bottle. I want to get all of the older bottles. Those were so much cooler anyway. The newer bottles just looks. That one's actually pretty cool though. But the other bottles, like of the EDP and stuff, they all suck. That's not true. Not every discounter charges sales tax. Aura doesn't charge if you're outside of Texas. Fragrance Lord, olfactory. Like I said, I haven't paid attention. Like Aura, I haven't paid attention. I know that I pay sales tax on most of the things that I buy. If I'm thinking about it, like when I buy off Joma Shop, I'm pretty sure that there's a tax because if I buy a $150 item, I'm pretty sure it's like 160 something. But who knows? Jonathan Madsen, what's going on, man? And Mike is wearing Ralph's Club Elixir. Well, again, Patrick O'Flanagan, he's right about the sales tax. I honestly have no idea. That'd be something you would have to just go to the Joma Shop if you're outside of New York and put the thing in the cart and see what it tells you. Balake, John Varvatos XX Intense is solid. I tried to get it at mine, and I was like, do you guys have John Varvatos anymore? And they were like, yeah, it's over there. I was like, where? They were like, over there. I was like, that's Hugo Boss. They were like, and you said, I said, John Varvatos. They were like, yeah, it's there. I said, that's Hugo Boss. Yeah, I guess you guys got rid of John Varvatos. So now it's another thing. My Macy's now has like 16 brands of fragrance, and that's it. So, yeah. I trimmed my collection down from 65 to 20 back in January. I'm already back up to 25. Hey, 40 bottles, even 25 is good. I mean, honestly, if I wasn't in the fragrance community, I'd probably still have 20 to 30. I mean, if I wasn't as a reviewer. I'm very humbled by the different things I've done in my life, so please don't take it as bragging. No, you're not bragging, man. You did some good things in your life. That's awesome. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of anybody who goes out of their way to better themselves and to experience new things. I think that's great. I think more people should do that. Hey, dude, can you do a quickie comparison between Platine Privé and the Guerlain Claw? I would love to, Jonathan. So the original Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne versus L'Homme Ideal. Please stick. Okay, good. L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé. So L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé. It is the new edition. It's kind of like Profondo Parfum versus Profondo, where they have similarities and the base DNA is definitely the same. So this is going to be L'Homme Ideal Cologne, where it's going to be that citrus neroli mixture with that almond tonka underneath it. So that is 100% there. But In the opening of the L'Homme Ideal cologne, it is more focused on the citrus neroli, and it is straight that. It's citrus, neroli, and then underneath it has the tonka and almond, and that is what that fragrance is in a nutshell. It's heavy on the citrus. This one, though, instead of having a heavy citrus, it's almost like a candy-like fruity tone that you get mixed together with the citrus. And that is the main difference between the two. And I actually prefer L'Homme Ideal cologne. I think that the citrus in it is a lot nicer. It's a little bit brighter. While this one, again, has this fruity tone. So while it is a unique take, it's almost like a flanker of L'Homme Ideal cologne. While they're so similar, but there's just that one major difference. For the opening 20 minutes, it's that fruity tone to it. And I think they're both great. They're both definitely worth a pickup, but I wouldn't own both. If you have the choice and your collection's small, I would own L'Homme Ideal cologne. That would be the one that I would 100% pick up. This one is just, again, in the opening, a little bit more fruity and sweet than what you get with that citrus neroli in the other one. This one also dials down that neroli, where the neroli isn't as prominent. It's not as floral. While in the L'Homme Ideal cologne, again, it's focusing more on that citrus floral, mixed together with, again, that sweetness underneath it, that nutty tonka bean mixture. But yeah, this is still for me like an 8 to an 8.5, while L'Homme Ideal cologne is a solid 8.5 to an 8.7. So if you're looking to buy one or the other, it would definitely be L'Homme Ideal cologne. But they're both good. You're not going to go wrong with either one. Thanks, bud. It's a lot of hard work with sacrifices, and yeah, fun too. I mean, it sounds like it. I mean, I went the route of studying for 8 years, and I hated it. I hated it. I did it because my dad wanted me to do it. Ooh, hey, dude, can you do it? Yeah, sorry, that was already done. Yeah, I'm really slowing things down this year. So that's what I'm doing too. People have been asking me, Randy, what are you picking up now? What are you picking up now? Like right now, I could have owned all three, all four, all five Dumonts, whatever they are. I decided against it. This year, I'm slowing down. I decided that I'm still going to try out last year, there was 44 new designer releases. I got 36 of the bottles, and I got 4 of the decants of all of the new releases. I ended up selling 22 of them, and the decants I had, and then this year I tried out the remaining 3. And so I've tried every single release from last year, and I was like, that was just stupid, because I ended up selling all of them almost. Like, I kept like 6. Because I sold like 20 some, and then I sold like another 10. But anyway, I was like, this year, I'm going to try out what I want to try out. I'm going to test out the other ones. And then the ones that I can't get my hands on, I'll probably try at some point in time. I'm just not going overboard to do it. And I'm going to focus my energy on testing higher end fragrances that actually I'm impressed with. Like right now, Lamari Porthole. That is one fragrance that I need to get my fucking hands on immediately. It's one of the better fragrances that I've ever tried. If you like tropical fragrances and you don't like coconut, try that. It is legit the best tropical fragrance I have ever tried. Lamari Porthole. Roja Harrods, I will never buy that, but there was another one. It was called Vanille Noir, and I can't remember the name of the brand, but I tried it on Ross's live stream, and man, is that fragrance amazing. It is clove dominant, and I love clove, so I really like that. It's almost like a niche spice bomb. Yeah, so I just decided I'm making my list, and so for the last 2 years, I've been making my list of fragrances that I've tested out. The decants. These... Shit, whatever. These decants, I go through them and I try them out. And if I like them, then I put them on the list. And I put them on a level of how much I like them. And then the ones that I need a bottle of immediately, I throw them on the top of the list. And then I slowly go through and I work my way with the affiliate money that I get from you guys for purchasing things with my links. And I turn that right around and I buy my fragrances. And so that's exactly how it works. And I decided I'm going to save more money this year and I'm going to buy what I love. And so this year I've already bought 17 niche fragrances. and I spent probably $150 of my own money because of the fact that I just had a shit ton of affiliate money in there. And so that's exactly what I'm doing, and I think it's a smarter way to do it. And so if I don't have the kind of content that you guys are wanting, you could always ask me to pick up a fragrance, and I'm happy to do so. It's just at this point in time, I don't give a fuck. And I'm just going to put out the content that I like. Um, what should I wear tomorrow? Afnan 9 p.m. 1 million elixir or Kamra Wawa Kamra Kawa. Um, what's the weather like gonna be? Because those are completely different fragrances. Afnan 9 p.m. is more of your semi-fresher Jean Paul Gaultier Ultramall. 1 million elixir is really sweet and dense, and well, I guess it's gonna be cold based on all three of those. It depends on the temperature, though. I mean, if it's going to be slightly warm, then Afnan 9 p.m. is the least sweet out of all of those. Um, but if it's not, then I would still probably, yeah, I'd go with Afnan 9 p.m. I like that fragrance a lot. Hive 60. Okay, yeah, Afnan 9 p.m. Because 1 million elixir and Kawa, I think, are more for like 50 degrees and less. They're really resinous fragrances. So I would say Afnan 9 p.m. is going to be your best bet for that. But it's also cool to be tangible piece. Oh, you're talking to Giancarlo. We're just about finished, so let me wrap up this. And I appreciate everybody who stopped in tonight. It was awesome. I had Should I Wear Tomorrow? Aero CDP Mont Blanc Legend Red. Jean Paul LeBeau. Definitely not LeBeau. OG. Why don't you, Keegan? Why don't you go with the OG 1 million? I wore that the other day, and that shit is fire. I don't care what people say. The original 1 million still hits, unless you're in Europe where they wear it everywhere. Apparently, I don't know personally. It's just that's what I hear. I don't smell the original 1 million anywhere, and that stuff still hits. Every time I wear it, my wife's just like, that stuff smells good. And I'm like, there's a reason why it's one of the most important, one of the most popular sweet fragrances out there. And it's because the original 1 million DNA is just fire. And so I would go with that or 9 p.m. Those are more overworn for you. Those are more overworn, you know. What are more overworn? Yeah, oh, we're talking about, okay, you're talking to Mo. Dude, what fragrances gave you the worst reaction? Yop Homme smells like a diaper full of Indian food and baby powder. Azaro Decibel, thanks Chaos. Um, that fragrance is junk. Boss Bottled Oud, that's a personal preference. It smells like swamp water. But those are the three. Yeah, I did not like those fragrances at all. Um, Lucky and Privé are still great. But the original 1 million still hits. I would still prefer 1 million Lucky and Privé, 100% agree. But the original 1 million still does hit, though. Does Mancera French Riviera really smell like 40 knots? They have similarities, but different styles. Mancera has their style. If you smelled a Mancera before, you know Mancera just has that DNA. It's a Mancera DNA. They're in the same ballpark, but not exact. No, definitely. Lucky. Lucky is better than Elixir. 1 million Lucky is the best in the line that is active at this point in time. The best fragrance that they ever released is this one. But the second best is definitely Lucky. Just keep being you. Appreciate you, John Carlo. You as well. Carlo, I say do your thing it's a crutch putting you in bad financial situation and gets away with your daily activities. Fuck it. Yeah, I agree, Mo. All right, so we got a bunch of 1 million Luckies. I think that's what you should wear tomorrow if you have it. If not, then Jean Paul Gaultier's clone off 9 p.m. So anyway, 3 top hates. Koros is really bad too. I tried that on my trip on my cruise. Koros, I didn't like that. Did you try Etat de Libre Orange? Fragrances, dude. I've tried the original. Somebody sent it to me when I first started my channel. I thought it was nice. Definitely a nice fragrance, but I didn't try any of the weird named ones that they have after that. But I do want to try it at some point. I know Ross just tried a few of them. How do you feel about 1 million Parfum? That's how I found out that my wife was allergic to rose oil, because I didn't realize there was rose in that one, because it's also in the elixir. That's where they also had damask rose in both the elixir and Parfum, and I didn't like the Parfum. The Parfum is my least favorite in the line, and my wife is allergic to the damask rose and that and the elixir. So, yeah, it's the floral version of the line, and I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's just I don't like it. But anyway, will Elixir get compliments? What place would you rank Elixir? Elixir is the second to the worst. So this is my ranking for 1 millions. It goes 1 million Privé, 1 million Lucky, 1 million the original, 1 million Royal Oud, 1 million Elixir, and then the whatever it is, 1 million Parfum. Yeah, the Elixir and Parfum. The Elixir, it was too sweet and too dense for me. But the Parfum, I just didn't like the florals in it. It didn't do anything for me. So those two I could deal without. But the rest of them are nice. Oh, 1 million Royal. 1 million Royal would be number 3. I forgot that one existed. With that said, now we're going to finally finish this up. Again, Koro sucks. So that would be on my list of top 5 people things I hate. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping in. Giancarlo, Mo, Jim, Mike from Fragrance Fraternity. Go follow him. Keegan, Patrick, Blake, Jonathan, Patrick, for life, all y'all, Newt, everybody. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. If I missed anybody, I appreciate it that you guys were here. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Remember to check out at least, you don't need to watch the video if you don't want to, but I have a funny video topic coming out tomorrow that Mo and Newt already know what it is. But traffic, you as well. At least check out the video topic. It's kind of funny. But it'll be out tomorrow, so I'll see you guys then. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. Good night.